Sumedha, welcome to the studio amidst the rain and the drizzling and the traffic. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks a lot for having me, and happy International Men's Day to you.
Oh, to me, I love men. Happy International Men's Day to you as well. Sumedha, firstly to start with, you work in the IT firm.
Yep.
And you work with an NGO.
Yes.
What's the NGO called?
It's called SIF Karnataka.
Now, before we get started, let's throw some numbers at the number crunching IT capital of India.
Yep.
Just to let you know, on International Men's Day, mostly when people say dowry or rape, we associate it directly to men.
Right.
Yeah. 98% of the dowry cases are proven false.
Yep.
75 to 80% of the rape cases in Delhi were proven false.
I think NCW itself agreed that it is anywhere between 50 to 65 or something, if I remember right.
But NCW is a National Commission for Women.
They admitted there are false cases in rape, especially after the recent changes in law which happened post-Nirbhaya. That been a spurt of false rape cases.
You know, it's funny, if a man would walk up and say, I was harassed for dowry or I was falsely accused of rape, no one's going to believe them.
That's the whole, you've hit the nail right where it's required to be, because men are normally taken the blame for everything. They are basically blamed for every single thing what's happening around in the name of equality. That's really unfair to men, I would say.
See, there's a man and woman perspective that both of us can bring to the table here. So in the past, there have been a lot of cases of genuine dowry cases and rape cases and harassment cases. You're telling me that once the law had become more liberal towards the women have decided and have started taking a little more advantage of. 98% is not a little more. Let me just rephrase that.
Okay, let me stop you there. I'm sorry to have stopped you there.
Sure.
If you see something, some crime happening, and you genuinely believe that crime happened, and you make laws which are stringent for it, why are we hesitant when we're saying the misuse is so high where the crime itself is misinterpreted? You see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. No, but Sumedha, I must tell you, in my family, one of my distant relatives has been a victim of a false dowry case. He was he had to settle it out of court.
What's the weird situation right now is, I could bet that you know and I know somebody, or anybody you speak to knows somebody who's going through a false case. That's the situation.
I have a feeling everybody listening right now has probably met or heard or read of someone who is falsely accused either for dowry or for rape. And you think the gender is being bashed way too much and all men are not as bad as they're being projected?
No, when you have to say bad, there are bad apples, so to say, in every gender. Why should men take all the blame?
It's person to person, isn't it?
Exactly. There's no gender. That's the whole point I'm trying to bring here. The situation currently is that you're assumed to be guilty from the minute it's accused. You have to really, really work hard to
break that notion in people's head.
Get into an acquittal basically mode. Even if somebody says that I'm really hesitant to help another woman, I would not be surprised, simply because
a friend of mine said that and it really upset me, but I was trying to look at it from his perspective and I realized
why should they?
Why should he put himself
exactly.
Make himself that vulnerable?
It's not a level playing field at all, and that's kind of scary. We assume it is, but it's not.
Sumedha is with the IT firm and he also works for an NGO which is called Save
Indian Families
Karnataka, and we'd like to give out a helpline number for men.
Men and their families.
Their families. Yeah. The number is 888 498 498.
Yeah, extension 1 is for Karnataka.
888 498 498. It's a national helpline number.
For you, what's the feminine word for chivalry?
I think chivalry is a word meant for both, assumed for men.
Basically making men follow a particular
code of
conduct treating women. But why don't we create the same thing for the other gender? That's equality, right?
I think we should just say men and women both have to be chivalrous.
Why can't women be chivalrous too? If somebody's...
Women are not chivalrous with you, Sumedha. I'll be chivalrous. I'll open the door for you.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's all I'm saying. So there has never been that aspect of what I'm trying to say is equality works both ways.
Disha. On International Men's Day, Sumedha has very strong points to make, and he works with the IT firm, also with an NGO which is called
Save Indian Families Karnataka.
Save Indian Families Karnataka. Before we take calls, Sumedha, would you want to give out helpline numbers for men and their families, the ones who are falsely accused in case of dowry and rape and harassment, which is a huge percentage as per the government statistics, going anywhere from 80% upwards?
Yeah, it's more than that. The helpline number is 888 498 498.
Let's take a couple of calls, Sumedha. What do you say?
Yeah, sure.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
My name is Ram.
Ram, you had me in splits with that last case you told me about. Is that for real or is that a joke?
No, it's not a joke. It's real. I think it happened 2 or 3 years ago. I was in Delhi at that time. There was a case, and I can't obviously find the link for it right now. Apparently, there was a man who dressed up as a woman, and late in the night when there are people going around on the outer ring road in Delhi, he would flag them down, seek for help, saying he needed to be dropped somewhere. And some genuine men who thought a woman was in need of help would give him a lift. And later, because people thought it was a woman, and he would rob them later, say, and by threatening them that he will file a false case of harassment or rape.
How can a man file a case of a rape on another man?
But because he was dressed as a woman,
My
the
God.
other people would believe that it was a woman and they were threatened.
We have Sumedha here with us. You've been listening to Sumedha, haven't you, Ram?
Absolutely, I have been listening. And it's a
Sumedha-
very good topic you have picked up today.
Sumedha, what do you want to say to Ram? That's hilarious. I'm sorry, I find it funny, borderline.
Hi, Ram. Sumedha here.
Hi, Sumedha.
I can't recollect the incident though, but to me, it just tells you how easy it is to get away with a crime when you're when you're a woman. That's basically what it's saying. If somebody has to throw rape as a word so loosely and still get away with it, that just tells you a whole lot of things, which is kind of mirror of our society right now.
Although what Ram has also sent before saying, let's not stereotype the society. There's a section of society that seems to be pushing this hard. Ram, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Ram,
but that voice is growing louder, largely because of the social media, and it makes the men feel threatened, even to have a flirtatious conversation in their college.
Ram, you can have a flirtatious conversation with me. Don't worry, I'm not going to say
Absolutely,
you.
I know this. You're one of the.
So don't worry about that. I know there are guys who are very... In fact, there are employers these days saying, no, let's recruit fewer women. Pata nahi yaar, kal kya ho jaye, I've heard conversations like these.
I've heard that as part of my NGO side of discussions.
Really?
Yeah.
Ram, any personal experiences you can quickly share with us? We have only a couple of minutes with you.
I don't have any experience, but I think I know some friends of mine who have gone through a little bad experience. Married men, because obviously you did talk about it earlier in the show. That
Dowry and harassment and rape, yes, of course.
The false cases. Yes.
We're going to give out...
To me, the problem, the biggest problem I see with these false cases is it makes identifying a genuine case that much more difficult.
And it'll backfire on us women, eventually.
Eventually, it hurts the women. It
Yes.
hurts the women again,
No,
especially
'cause-
the ones who genuinely need it.
Yeah, Ram, somebody said that if I see a woman who needs help in the night, I might not go there because I don't know if it's a genuine case. I'll be worried if my car broke down and not a single man of my country came and said, can I help you fix a tire, or can I... I mean, that is a long-term disastrous plan, no, Sumedha?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the point is that just tells you the psyche currently growing. I mean, people always think they're the only guy who's going through a false case. That's
not true. There are lots of them.
Absolutely
We're going to
true.
quickly give out a helpline number, and I'm running out of time. Sumedha, Ram, thank you guys so much for getting on the show.
Thanks, Ram.
Thank you, Disha. Thank you, calling.
Bye.
Morning number 1 with Disha.
Ooh, that's nice.